And from a good follower, you become a good leader. And when you become a good leader, you replicate yourself. Because for every good leader, he must be able to produce another good leader. That is why some organizations are succeeding. Because those leaders that are making those organizations to succeed, they were able to groom other leaders who will take over from them. That was why Mahathir Mohamad in Malaysia did not succeed. Because Anwar Ibrahim, who will have taken over from him, who had the knowledge, he was threatened by him because he was so popular in the Malaysian People's Party. So he found a way and accused him of sodomy. And they kept him in the cooler for 15 good years on trump-up charges. That was what I was telling you about insecure leaders. Insecure leaders can destroy organizations for the purposes of achieving their own self-enlightened interests. For the purposes of achieving their enlightened self-interest, they are ready to destroy anybody. They don't care about the organization. As far as they are concerned, they want to maintain the seat. You remember many reasons why, at the time, the whole of Africa was at war. From between 1960, after the advent of independence, up to the 90s, Africa was still fighting war. And up to now, there are still some skirmishes everywhere. You remember the Congo War that brought in people like Mobutu Sese Seko. He destroyed the Congolese society. Let me put it in silence, please. It's distracting. He destroyed the Congolese world because of his selfishness. We had somebody in Central African Republic, he even made himself an emperor. And everybody in the society he was trying to kill. Jean-Bedel Bokassa. In Malawi, we have Kamuzu Banda. In most part of Africa, we have those cruel rulers who, because they are threatened by certain elements in society, they bring them out of the way so that they can maintain their seats. They don't want to go. Once they sit on that official seat of power, they want to be glued to it. It happened in Liberia. Samuel Doe, after 10 years, he was still manipulative. So some certain elements like Charles Taylor have to come in to bring him out. It even happened, Laurent Gbagbo in Cote d'Ivoire, a man of international repute. But when he tasted power, he lost his senses because he lacked the psychology of leadership. That as a leader, you can be out of that position at any time as a result of any circumstances. And he was trying to bring Alassane Ouattara into prison by all means, so that he will not be able to accomplish his aim of contesting against him. And what happened to him? Right there on the street of France, he was moving alone, walking alone, when some Ivorians saw him on the street and they beat the daylight out of him. If you check on YouTube, you see him being beaten on the street. They tore his clothes. He was only with short knicker, the former president. And meanwhile, he was slapped right there in the presidential villa. They beat him thoroughly. And he went to the International Criminal Court to face justice to account for his stewardship, ultimate responsibility. I think his case is about to be concluded. And his misbehavior led to his wife being also implicated. Sally Gbagbo. She was eventually discharged and acquitted after 4 years. What about the pains? So, for every action you are taking, be putting it at the back of your mind that you are not the only one, perchance, who will bear the consequences. It's just like a criminal who has a family, is engaging in armed robbery. When he's eventually arrested and jailed or